Good evening. Happy Friday. I'm so happy that you are here. Hopefully, we will get this through. Yes, awesome. So, I am back with some analysis of the Karen Reed trial because I just cannot hold myself back any longer because of the craziness that's going on over there, and it's just unbelievable. I don't even know where to get started. I thought myself, okay, you know what, I want to hold myself off of that because last time when I talked about the body language of these people that were called on the stand, it was just off the scale. So I did all the analysis, not only body language analysis, but also psychological analysis, also socio-psychological analysis, and scientific as well, and logical and common sense analysis. And then my channel was turning into this, I don't know, law and crime type of channel, which I did not want to dive into. That's not the purpose. For some reason, people misunderstand. And again and again, I don't understand the obsession when we talk about the psychosocial analysis or socio-psychological analysis. I don't understand the obsession with these crime channels of the crimes and how the system is fueling these types of not only when you look at from the totality, not only from the perspective of when we talk about justice system, that we are just getting so upset that the government pays so much money to private prisons, and so that's why a lot of criminality and people who don't even have committed any crimes are being jailed. And there's, I mean, gazillions of examples of that, right? I mean, what we are talking about with Karen Reed trial, I mean, you have to be ultra dumb to suggest with all the evidence that this person killed somebody. You hate it or you like it, that's not the point. If you look at from the totality of all the evidence and what's going on in the courtroom, then there's, I mean, you have to be kidding yourself to suggest that this person killed somebody and that's why has to go to jail. There's so many cases like that, and Karen Reed is one of the lucky ones who has a lot of monetary support, and take someone who doesn't have the monetary support. What about those people, right? And so also the other people from the very same court, from the very same troopers who were just being thrown into jail with no due process, correct? So when we are so angry about that part in the justice system, how about the lawtubers? It's this terminology. It's, I mean, I'm a scientist, right? I read scientific articles, has been even published in a scientific journal about the consequences and the exponentially growing lawtubers and the money that they frankly make out of these types of the criminal system, of the justice system. And so it is mind-blowing to me how people get not be able to see from the outside what's going on. I mean, if you're so angry about the justice system and how the horrible, there's no justice, and justice for John O'Keefe, justice for Karen Reed, how about why would you fuel these types of lawtubers and make them money from that? And what was mind-blowing to me, how they make all of these merchandise and t-shirts and ha 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 and la 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 and super chats and memberships and I don't know, whatever I don't know, get this t-shirt now with whatever Karen Reed. I mean, what is going on, right? You have to be thinking from left and right that what you're doing, what you are actually supporting. And if you are one of the people on my channel who are actually care about humanity, care about the justice system, you will not be fueling these law and crime, whatever channels. I am not understanding, even with the first trial, I'm not understanding how people watch, it's a live stream, correct? It's a live stream. So people watch those live streams, and then people watch also not only the live streams on the lawtubers channel for 7 freaking hours. And I don't know what these people do in life or do at work or do for work, these people who are watching this nonstop for 7 hours, and then also after that they're watching the analysis of that lawtuber. You just saw it yourself. You hang out for 7 hours on that channel, and now you're also watching the analysis of the lawtuber. Like, what is going on? Right? Like, didn't you not make your own just judgment about what you just saw for 7 freaking hours? I mean, guys, that's why I think I just wanted to just come on here and talk about this, because somebody has to just shake people up or wake people up. I don't know. I understand it's not that popular, but here you go. That's what's going on my channel. We talk about the truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, right? Because we are the only people on my channel who are thinking the same way, and to understand things from the entirety, and not just, money. And I am strictly against these money making opportunities. How are you different than from these private jail CEOs? Because they make money off of injustice, and you are pushing for justice. Or what are you pushing for? And you make t-shirts about it, merchandise about it, and also you're just making a live stream and have fun. And there's this one lady, and she's like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I'm thinking this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Of course, the algorithm, right? That's what it is. Let me know in the comments. And we just did this morning a nice chat, and we just laughed about whatever. Guys, this is a freaking a brutal murder of a Boston police officer, and the person who was his girlfriend is being accused of killing his boyfriend, a Boston police officer. What are we laughing about? What are we having fun about? What is this all about? Guys, stop and think for a second. This is insane. Now, having said all of this, I had to get that out. Now, having said all of this, let's talk about, there's so many things I want to talk about. Geez, like for all of this, right? But particularly, don't even get me started with particularly, I have to show you the analysis of McLaughlin. What is going on in that courtroom is insane. Jen McCabe, insane. Carrie, whatever that person who saw, who was there the first, that person, And that person who manipulated his CV as an academician, I have to talk about this because, as you all know, I am a ethics freak and like I'm an academician, so I have to talk about that, okay? And then as a scientist, so and I person who I have taught and teaching and also talk about ethics, including ethical AI and responsible AI, and so we have to talk about this. But let's talk about this neurosurgeon because I cannot help but being shocked about how people, all of these channels are these lawtubers and what is it called? Where this Vinnypolitan is, this Court TV and the other channels. Oh, this neurosurgeon, he's the best of the best of the best of the best. Look at this. He cannot get any better. He is from Yale and he has, finished his school, medical school with magna cum laude. Listen. I was at Harvard, correct? I was only in Ivy Leagues. I got all my studies in Ivy Leagues on multiple countries and in Harvard as postdoc, and then I was a faculty member. And I was in a neurosurgery department, okay? And my PhD is in brain cancer, and I'm a brain cancer scientist, okay? If there's anything about brain, tell me about it, okay? I have done brain surgeries, not on humans, obviously, but on mice and on rats, okay? So I know a little bit about brains. And also as an athlete, I also know a lot about falling and, I've done martial arts too. I've been a mountain bike racer. And so I know a little bit about falling. I know a little bit about when you are on full speed and you fall and what happened to the body reaction. So let's talk about this. So first of all, what is John O'Keefe's injury? He had this size of a gigantic cut on the back of his head. This size and this thick, okay? This thick, a little bit thinner than that, and this size of my finger here. Number one, and then he had this raccoon eyes, right? With the pressure of the brain. And I agree with that surgeon. The brain is for everything he says about after the trauma, what happens to the brain. I agree with that. And that was also the medical examiner's assessment, right? And attest to that the brain pushes forward and gets the pressure and then the blood. I mean, that was all discussed in the first trial. And I totally agree with that, right? The brain moves forward and then there's pressure towards the eyes. That's the raccoon eyes, right? With the enormous pressure. However, there is, number one, zero chance when a person falls back on his head to have that enormous, ginormous, gigantic cut, a pop-up of the skull. Zero. Like, listen, I fell on the asphalt. I was full speed with my bike. This was 2021. I had surgeries and this popped up open here. I have also here surgeries over here. It pops up open, sure. But this pops up open because this is very thin, and the blood goes like crazy, blood goes out, right? Because this skin is very thin. But the skin pops up, not my skull. I flew full speed downwards over my bike handle, down like this, my entire left side, like on my head first, right here. And then that skin popped up open. And because the skin has a lot of veins over here, and it splashed blood immediately everywhere. But that's my skin. That's not my skull popped up open. I fell full speed on my head first again. So, John O'Keefe fell backwards, and if you ever did sports, if you ever fell somehow backwards, you would know that the immediate reaction is to have your head upwards. You will not, in order for your head to full be backwards, including your head, that would only happen. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. That will only happen, like the surgeons would say, oh, we saw this all the time, I'm seeing this all the time. You would only see this with people either who are drunk, like full blacked out drunk, or drugged, that have no sensories of holding themselves together. The only way that will happen reaction-wise, that someone will fall backwards, that they let themselves go like this. No way. If you're awake, as a reaction, natural reaction, you would tilt your head up like this. So you will not have because you know subconsciously, if I had my back down, my head will pop out, right? Even if you would, your head would not fall, pop up open. Your skull will not pop up open like this. In order for your skull maybe pop up open like this, you literally have to be falling like that, like this, not like that, like knee backwards first, because that's not enough physics to pop out the skull open. In order for a person fall up down like this, you have to be either 100 million % drunk, like blacked out drunk, or drugged, nothing else. And even so, your skull will not pop out open, full stop. Again, I fell full speed on my head over the bike, full speed on the asphalt. Only my skin popped up open like that, but my skin, not my skull. John O'Keefe wouldn't be like that. I mean, what kind of logic, what kind of lack of physics understanding is this? I mean, okay, theory from the Commonwealth. If John O'Keefe was like this, and then she was going backwards, like 24 miles backwards, and then hit him like this, and he will fall like that. There would be so much, if that would have happened, There would be this a line of cars on the snow everywhere during the time period where everyone was around. People were coming and going and looking from the window and outside. You got to be kidding. I mean, okay, let's talk about the drunkenness of John O'Keefe. As I just said, in order for John O'Keefe to fall like this without tilting the head open, when someone falls backwards, the first reaction, immediate reaction, natural reaction is to tilt the head if a person is awake. If he falls like this, as the doctor, the neurosurgeon suggested, you saw this all the time. Yeah, drugged people or full blacked out drunk people. John O'Keefe, did they even watch the waterfall video? He was just like normal person. He was more awake than Karen Reed. You got to be kidding. He only was drinking beer the entire night where Karen Reed was drinking all these hard drugs, I mean not hard alcohol, liquors, whatever, but he had only beer in his hand for a while. He hadn't had so much drink, and he was walking and acting and reacting totally normal. To suggest, because they didn't go elsewhere and then to 34 Fairview, they came right after the waterfall to 34 Fairview, meaning entire videos show that he was just like totally normal. So to suggest that he was like falling backwards, number one, he just fell like this and popped the skull open. Totally drunk? We wasn't drunk. Drugged? He wasn't drugged. Oh, then she went backwards with full speed, hit him, right? Where are the tires all over the white, a little bit, in the white storm. There was nothing that they saw that suggests this. Imagine that chaos. If someone comes here, there's a man standing, and then she from full speed backwards and hit him, and he was like, whoa! There would be so many lines in the snow. In the time period where everyone was coming and going and looking out of the window. So this is unbelievable to me, how a neurosurgeon come up and talk about such, I'm sorry, BS. Like absolute, I mean, I don't even know what to say. If that person is not a paid person, I don't know my name. And this kills me when these, and not only that, as a scientist, as a physician, with zero ethics, do that. And again, I'm a brain cancer scientist. I'm freaking out about this, right? And then, beside that these lawtubers and this law and crime channels and court TVs, what have you, oh, he's the best of the best of the best of the best. It couldn't get any better than him. If I would want to have a neurosurgeon person who testifies, then it would be him. What? I cannot believe the flip-flopping and also the cluelessness of these YouTubers and of court TV and of these whatever crime channels. You just was thinking, oh my God, this cannot be happen. Oh, no way in hell this can happen. He couldn't have had, backwards, backed up, and he couldn't have just from the car to crash that happened. After the neurosurgeon appeared, these YouTubers and the court TV changed their tune and said, could have had that happen. You're like, what? I mean, it's insane to me. And that's why I wanted to come on and talk about this. Even if this means like I will get all of these law and crime people again of my channel, I don't care. I have to talk up about this because it's BS. It's an attack on science. It's a attack on ethics. It's an attack on justice. It's attack on the justice for, I don't know, for everyone involved. It is insane to me, and we cannot let that happen. We cannot let that happen. These lawtubers, these law and crime channels, court TV channels, to just flip-flopping around and giving these people, in a way, Kristen, oh my God, hi. I noticed he had fine tremors throughout his testimony. Really? Probably. I mean, I think he was tired, to be very honest with you. I mean, my former boss was a neurosurgeon. I mean, I did my Harvard research in neurosurgery department. I mean, for 5 years, right? So I know, and everyone around me was neurosurgeon. And my former boss was neurosurgeon. I thought it unusual for a brain surgeon though. Yeah, I mean, guys, if you would know the neurosurgeon's schedule, and I am like, I could have never understood when I saw my boss. I mean, I was in his lab, right? So I was running his lab and I was doing my science, and he would do all the surgery, all the patients, and then in the night, in the evening, I mean, I was working late nights all the time, but after that, he would go after work, he would come to the lab, and then we will do meetings, and then he will go, and then next morning, yes, as the neurosurgeon said, they wake up at 4. And my colleague, he was an MD too, and he woke up at 4, and then he came, I don't know, he did breakfast at 4:35, and then he would come to the lab like, I don't know, 6:30, 7. I mean, even in neurosurgery department, you're amazing. I don't know how you did it. Thank you so much, Christy. You're so sweet. I mean, there was even in the neurosurgery department, meetings, this weekly scientific medical research conferences they do weekly for the neurosurgery department, and usually this type of presentations, they usually start at 9 or whatever, 8:30, not even 8, like 9ish or so, 9:10. But in the neurosurgery department, it was starting, I don't know, 7:30, something like that. I'm like, oh my God, and he makes his wife a cappuccino. I thought he was a gentleman. I mean, his private life, I don't care so much about it, but what I care about is that the lack of logic and the lack of physics and the lack of science and the lack of understanding anything about how science work when someone falls. And he compared somehow the people, I saw this all the time when you slip on the ice. Hello? I slip on the ice too. His testimony did nothing. His testimony was in a way more confusing, not only confusing, I don't want to take that back. His testimony was, for me, how the tune of this lawtubers and the court TV and what have you TV changed so much. That really killed me, because it's so BS how what he's talking about, and then suddenly, oh, could have that happened. He said that he fall backwards and this skull. A skull doesn't pop up open from falling. Like, what are we talking about? This will not have any ever. I fell from bikes full speed gazillion times, okay? And when you do sports and you fall, there is a certain natural reaction you do, and the first thing you do, you tilt your head up. That number one. Number two, that physics doesn't add up. It's not that speedy. Even as I'm telling you, I full speed flew over my bike on the asphalt head first. My skin popped open, not my skull. It doesn't work like that. And I can't believe it. You can get couple contra cope injury. Oh. How can I get this back? Hold on. You can get a couple contra cope injury like that from boxing. So for me, again and again, exactly. For me, again and again, he was hit with a dumbbell or something and a full speed. There's no, sir, ma'am, cop contra cop. Yeah. So for me, there's no other way. A skull will pop open. Yes, exactly. Other than you have, let me get it for you. Let me get that. Okay, I want to show you this. This is a 8-pound dumbbell. It's pretty heavy. This, if I throw this at you, this will kick some, like really make severe damage. But if I do this like that, this will kill you. 100%. This will kill you. If I throw this at you, this could cause severe damage. But if I do this, this will kill you. Full stop. So I mean, it's mind-blowing to me how these channel talk. Just take this 8-pound in your hand and just try to do these things. You will even feel it that will kill somebody. There's no other way. The brain stem damaged because when the brain pushes down, right? The medical examiner did the testimony on that last trial. Then the brain pushes down and then it damaged. So that, because of, they said they had posturing decorative. Probably, I don't know. I haven't heard of that, but for that, when that happens, that pressure, the brain pushing forward and then putting all these eyes, and plus there is, in my mind, definitely punching going on. 100%. A dumbbell would have been thrown at him. Not even a bottle of wine or something like this. I really don't think so. This man, 100%, yeah, exactly. This man wasn't like teeny tiny like me. And hold that in your mind. I said teeny tiny, but wait, I want to tell about that. This man was 6 foot something, 6'2", 200 pounds, whatever. Imagine his bones. Imagine his bones. And he had a good body, like build up, right? He was doing some sports. He was really in a good shape. Strong, right? Let me tell you this. Even for me, when I said teeny tiny, right? When I was doing mountain bike racing, oh Jesus, what is this? I hate this train so much. Oh, this when I was doing mountain bike racing, in the first race with a brand new bike from a sponsor, I had a very severe accident. Oh, I had to jump. I mean, we all had to jump from, I would say, imagine a two-store house, like from that height, we had to jump down. Oh my God. Every time I do a video recording, this train goes like off the scale. I swear to God, there was nothing. And then now I film, I do a video, and this train. In any case, imagine from a two-store house, you had to jump down, jump in a full speed, right? Because it was a mountain bike racing. And my bike was brand new, so I couldn't analyze the adjustments too much I couldn't understand so much the bike, the maneuvers and how I should balance it. So I've jumped down, and I literally landed like this with my jaw first, like this. I was literally scooping all the ground into my mouth. The few days later, I was looking like Frankenstein. Like the jaw was so swollen. I was flying flat like this. They immediately took me from that racing. It was off-road, was in the mountains. Took me and they put a protector, and they immediately put me to the hospital with all the x-rays. Even like that, I thought, okay, I think I broke my neck or something. Because imagine, I flew down from a two-story house height down over the bike with full speed, scooping the ground like this with my jaw, like that. 0 broken bones. Yes, for days my entire muscles surrounding my spine was contracting naturally and holding my spine together. That's the natural reaction of the body. That's why I keep saying it. We have to train our muscles, make muscles. That's our lifesaver. I keep saying that. After that, I was like 100%. How many times my muscles kept my bones not to break? And so that, even as I said, I'm a tiny person. Imagine John O'Keefe's body. He is a 6'2" tall man with really strong muscles and build up and bones. 0 chance, 0. Scientifically, medically, athlete-wise, sports-wise, physics-wise, no way in hell this person died and had these injuries from an accident collision. 0, full stop. That's my assessment as a scientist who understands physics, biology, medicine, brain, and who is athlete and falled a million times with full speed on my head, on my neck, on my jaw, on my face. Full stop. And I'm sick and tired that these channels, just because someone has these all credentials, talking BS, and then they're flip-flopping and making nonsense sense. No, nonsense is still nonsense. I don't care about your academic credentials. Apparently, you are being sold, or whatever the heck that is, because no logical person would ever make this assessment, ever. So that's my analysis for this, but I want another time come on here and talk about this dude who faked around his CV. As an academician, again, as a scientist, my entire life dealing with CVs, teaching students, mentoring students, and even now, having youth, training them as becoming scientists, and taught at MIT ethics and science, and constantly talk about ethics in AI and ethics in general in life. I cannot believe what I saw about this dude with faking around his CV and all that. I just can't. And so I have to talk about this because I have several takes that I want to talk about this and also make some points. And so if you're interested in that, let me know. And if you're interested in any other thing about that, try, because I'm following it, but I'm going crazy. And don't even get me started with the body languages of McLaughlin, and he's despicable. Yeah. Body language of McLaughlin and Jen McCabe. Jen McCabe, he drove me crazy, okay? And also I have some thoughts about what I'm thinking of the defense team this time around. I have some thoughts about that. And so, yeah, something very fishy is going on. And Brennan for the Commonwealth, earning $250,000 from taxpayers' dollars to do some ultra BS. I mean, it's really crazy. I think the people have to raise up their voices. The people need to really talk and scream of that, because what's going on is really injustice, and full-blown injustice, and full-blown fooling people, like looking at our eyes and fooling us around, and they still think they have the power to do so. It's insane to me. It's insane. And one more thing I want to say, and I will tell you this, and I will close this chat. And Kristen, I'm so happy that you're here. I missed you guys. And throughout the entire time, the first trial and now, I am so sad. And I even cried, for John O'Keefe. When John O'Keefe is watching us, and I'm sure he does, he would, the entire time was thinking from his mind, his heart, and his soul. I think he's crying. I think he's just like, what is this? He would have been so sad to see nobody gives a SHIT about him. I know poor Officer O'Keefe. Exactly. I was thinking of this all the time. I'm like, if he would have watched this from above, I'm sure he is above, then he would say, number one, is this the people I loved? Are these the people, including my brother and all of their family members, who are totally another thing? And the officer friends, and there's another story about that. They're never their friends. They were their enemies. They were jealous of him like crazy. Like he would probably said, I was a police officer from my heart. And I cannot believe, as they say, my brother, right? Like the other officer, my brothers in blue would do this to me. I cannot believe this. I think he would have been so sad to know that his other brothers in blue treat him like this, butchering everything about this so that justice can be served. And also, he would have been so sad to know what his girlfriend is going through, that she hadn't a minute, a second time to grieve his long-term boyfriend. Imagine that. And by the way, just one last point I just want to make from the health-wise. I really feel very, from the health perspective, I think Karen Reed gets thinner and thinner and thinner. This week, I mean, she was so thin. And I don't know. I was feeling bad because I don't think she's healthy though. I mean, how can you be? How can you be? And I'm so sick and tired when people sitting on their butt and making comments of she like this and a smirky and these and that. I mean, her life, for God's sakes, is in shaky hands. Her life. She haven't had a chance to grieve her boyfriend. She is fighting for her life. And she has all these medical conditions. And I don't know, man. If you would have sit in that situation in that courtroom, have you ever sit in a courtroom? How intimidating this is? And if you would accused of things you didn't do, I wonder how your face would look like. As you can tell, I have a very strong facial expression. Everyone who knows me says that and knows that. And you can see it, right? If and that happened to me literally a year ago. When people treat me like this and I try to get my justice, including in the court, I'm so pissed off the other people. And the lawyers, how they act, right? They act like a B word, like very bad, right? You will throw up. You want to throw up because it's just such a disgusting situation and environment, and the justice system is crooked. The judge picks a side. And you're like, what? What's happening here? And when your face, you give it, I'm sorry, but you wouldn't give a damn about how you come across. These people, I mean, I cannot believe it. See, that's what I'm saying. On my channel, I only talk about things that I personally experienced and know crap about. And because of that, I'm going full force. And I'm sick and tired when people haven't experienced this, never thought about this, never studied this, had zero experience in this, just sit there. That dumbbell fell. Oh my God. Oh my God. Didn't I just say if that would hurt someone? Oops. Oh God. Okay. See, everything coming out of my mouth happens. I swear to God. This happens always, every single time. And also my live stream. Whatever comes out of my mouth happens. So in any case, what I'm so pissed about is people just sitting on their butt. Amber! Oh my God! I know, that's what I'm saying. Didn't I say in the beginning? I don't know if you were here. Like, if this will fail, this will just, you throw at somebody, will hurt someone, and this literally happened. Thankfully, I was thinking the same. Thankfully, my foot wasn't there, and thankfully, it fell on the electrical socket thing, right? Like the extension cable thing on top of that, because otherwise, it will, my neighbor, like, whew. Oh God. Okay, so I was saying that it pisses me off when people sitting on their behind, going on YouTube, these YouTubers making money off of somebody's murder, somebody's killing, somebody's brutal killing, making t-shirts, making merchandise. Hey, come and super chat, and here, come, make, become a member, and let's do this, have fun, and get me the comments, aha. And commenting on their behinds about something they had zero clue about, and that's why you can see flip-flopping with every single person that comes on the trial. It's unbelievable to me. And that's why, like Karen Reed or not, I don't care. I personally don't think she's likable, but that's not the point, and who cares? I can understand how she feels. I can understand when she sits there and what's going on behind her. And this trial, I think she's really trying hard to just calm down and not doing any expressions, because I could understand her in the first expression, Kirsten, because you would throw up if you particularly see when just the judge is not in your favor, the judge is constantly on the. I experienced this. I experienced this. When I said someone harassed me, whatever, like, yeah, that never happened. You're like, excuse me? What? Go and look at the freaking videos. Like, what are you talking about? And then the judge, like, you're like, no, no. That's what's happening. This is real life, guys. And so that's happening. The judge there, you think that, judge is like, oh, the judge, right? Like the balance of the justice scale. Screw that. I mean, whoa. Thankfully, I won all my cases. And why? That's why I did the justice class, right? A justice course. The method that I'm using my entire life, this is my blueprint. I win my cases no matter how hard it is. And even I won cases on my own. And I was just brand new in the US. I've never been in the US court, and I was like suing my landlord. And so I was on my own, and they came with 10 people, like a lawyer and these and that. I'm like, I don't care. And I won. Not one time, not 2 times, 3 times against them. So, on my own, and I was new to the US. And it's not like in the Hollywood movies you watch, right? It was not like that. Thankfully, that judge was very, very kind. But I've seen another judge, oh my God. Unreal. So that's why we have to stop and not also not fuel these YouTubers and the YouTubers who fuel the commentary that just like for people talking and sitting and talking from behind their sitting on their butts and talking from their butts with zero understanding and zero empathy. And that's what's lacking in the world. Humanitarianism, right? The humanity, and just to think about from the perspective of John O'Keefe, how he probably cries his eyes out, like, what is this? I think he's saying, I don't deserve this. I was always a good person. I cannot believe after my death this happens, and to me, I don't think I've ever deserved this. And I can't cry right now. It's very hard to watch the blatant bias coming from that judge. Exactly. I mean, I can tell you again, I have so many things I want to talk about this trial, the body language, the eye contact, the judge movement, and also I've now figured the judge. I have figured the judge. The judge has some medical situations going on, and I think I figured why she's acting sometimes, how she's acting. I think I have some clues about this. I don't want to shoot like out of nowhere, but I did, as you know me, I do some pretty good assessment, like analysis before I just open my mouth. So I think I analyzed her quite a bit. So some things she does, I think she does it from her medical stuff. That's not to say the injustice and bias and the sneakiness she does, that's not medical. That's really like a BS, absolute unethical and craziness what's going on. And I literally heard today, just an hour ago, that she was from the Norfolk department, Norfolk County was selected, gave an award of the Women of the Year or something award, Person of the Year, to judge. I mean, what? I mean, listen, we have to speak up more. This is a so effed up world. I mean, even with all what's going on, right? Yeah, you heard that, Kirsten? Yeah. So, I mean, I couldn't believe it. With all what's going on with the protests, with the uprise of of all of this, not only for the court and what's with this trial, but also for Chris Alberts in the town hall, right? Like they just protested him. They didn't want to elect him. And beside of this, she was, I mean, what is going on? And did you hear that Aperture was the sponsor of that? What? Aperture was the sponsor of that event, award event. You can't make this stuff up, guys. And what I also run into is that this, I don't even get me started with that women, this cell phone data, whatever, tap was open, tap was closed, and tap was this and that lady, hints or hind something with age, height. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Aperture was the sponsor. And so that height or hype, whatever her last name is, that woman, in 2022 wrote a social media, yeah, I mean, I know, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Conflict of interest of, yeah, what isn't conflict of interest like in that trial? Like, you can't make this stuff up. I don't even know how the defense team holding themselves together. I don't know if that would, if, God forbid, if I would have a defense team, geez, I would have been screaming like, you know me, like I'm like, no, but they're like, calm, calm, hide, hide. Exactly. She used food as an example. It was weird. Yeah, I mean, she was. What is not weird about her at all? I mean, I'm not talking. I mean, remember my video about her? I made a special video about her, only her from last trial. Watch that last trial. She was really like psycho. Her eyes and just weird looks and like, she was looking like that. That I was looking for those psychotic facial expression, but wasn't there. She was more calm. She was less nervous. I think that's the reason, I guess, that she was more calm. But it doesn't matter of that, beside that psychotic, whatever, psychotic facial expression, less nervousness, more calm. But what she was talking about still like BS. And I will talk about this with that academic, the CV guy. I'm talking about this CV guy. So the amount of this carelessness, like, yes, correct, yeah, correct, correct. And you're like, are you even listening to yourself? Her whole demeanor changed while being crossed by Mr. Alessi. She got nervous because she knows, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're like, yeah, correct, sure, yeah, correct. And her overly nice, this ultra sure, oh sure, yeah, sure. Ah, kill me now. I hate this overly sweet, unnecessary sweet talks, And so what I was saying is, in 2022, she wrote a social post, a job ad, if you will, a job announcement, that I know whatever people are looking for a technical person who can understand data and who can understand and interpret data for justice or something like that. And that Brennan guy, what is this guy? The CD guy, whatever his name was. So that person, he immediately writes down underneath on social media a comment saying, I DM'd you, because she says, whoever's interested, DM me. And he immediately replies and says, I DM'd you. So basically, that Hyde lady recruited him to Aperture or to the case, who knows? I don't know. I mean, guys, it's just insane to me how it is just so, we are such, that's where I'm coming from. We have been, humanity wise, reached such a low level that everything is just so, yeah, normal, yeah, correct, sure. You faked this, correct. You did this, yes, I did. You're like, do you even, like, how more slimy can a human being be? Even a slime in your nature would say, geez, that's my spot. I'm the slime. You're a human being, It's just, I cannot believe this, And so that's what bothers me so much. Yes, Amber, I want to do another video on that because I have specific things I want to talk particularly, because for me, if I ever want to talk, because I said hold myself so much back regarding this trial, I was like, okay, I don't want to turn into this long crime channel and so whatever, but I had to talk about two things: this neurosurgeon guy and the CV guy. I just have to, because that's really both edging my expertise and what I'm teaching. And so I cannot let this slide. I have to bring this out in the open. That's why I want to make this video about this neurosurgeon thing, because you can lie the heck out of yourself. I don't care if you have a Yale magna cum laude. I have a PhD in brain cancer, right? And genetics and brain cancer research. And I am magna cum laude. And I was in Harvard faculty. So brain research, brain cancer research. So don't give me that. And so, no, absolutely not. He's wrong. And I'm also talking about as an athlete who fell 1,000,000 times on my head, on my neck, on my face, full speed, flying over my bike during race, and also on asphalt. So no chance in hell, ever. So with that being said, just quickly before I go, what's your plans for the Memorial Day weekend? Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're still with us. Yes, me too. Me too, because that was tough. It was really, and again, only my muscles. Guys, that's what I'm saying. The muscles are the ones who protect naturally, they contract and then protect the bones. And that's why John O'Keefe, with that body, with that build-up body, with that 6'2" tall guy, with that muscles and strength and body, 0 chance in hell that would happen. Plus, he was not blacked out drunk. Plus, he wasn't drugged. He was a normal, like you and I, walking around. 0 chance, full stop. So, yeah. So if you like this, guys, please like it. I see that there were people here, but the likes is just stuck at, I don't know, 1 like. Why is that happening? My husband just a cervical surgery, so I'm helping him recuperate his weekend. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, cervical surgery. Was it a, what's it called? Hernia? Was it a hernia on the cervical spine, or fusion? Ooh, okay. Is he good? Is he doing well? Does he have pain? You just have to be still, right? Quite still, you know. Don't move around too much. So, but it will be nice probably at home, being at home, right? I have to work. I always work. Oh, guys, don't forget, because of the weekend, yeah, just make sure he's not moving at all. So that cervical spine has to be not moving at all. So guys, Amber, can you tell me, I just want to ask you, I'm so glad you're here. Of course. If you're still here, do you guys get my e-newsletters? Because I don't understand, like, I send so many e-newsletters, and I look at the statistics, and it's not, though, for your husband's speed recovery, Kristen. Yeah, oh, yeah, exactly. Let me know if you're still receiving my e-newsletters, because it doesn't look like you guys receiving not receiving it. It shows that you guys received it, but the opening rate is like pretty much 0. And so if you can check that, that would be nice. And also I have, for the Memorial Day weekend, all my stores. I have 3 stores beside my website. I have 3 stores, my Etsy stores. I don't get e-news. Have you subscribed to my, I have a brand new website. Have you checked my website? I'm so proud of it because I made it myself. I put so my heart and soul in it. I did all the designs, all the pages, everything about it. I love it so much. And check it out. Let me know if you liked my, oh, thank you, thank you. So when you go to my blog, actually, yes, go to my blog because I post very comprehensive stuff over there that when I come on, not on video, I post really good articles there. I post about Medicaid, for example, every aspect of Medicaid, like block, what is this all about? Where does Medicaid go and all the money? And then I talk about really a lot of things that would really help people instead of coming on here and talk about. I post a lot of blog posts. And then you can follow, I'm now back active again in, I'm active on LinkedIn a lot. I'm active now back again on Instagram. Not so much Instagram, but I also use Pinterest if you have Pinterest, and I'm active on my website. Yay, I'm so happy finally. And I have 2 courses I created, the Justice course and the Abundance course. And Justice and Abundance is literally my blueprint, how I get my justice back every single time. No. So it's absolutely, when I say I get my justice, for example, I don't know if you follow my videos, right? There's so many injustices happened lately to me. It was so many injustices lately for my life. I mean, I have made a lot of videos about that. I mean, I'm in constant attack by vicious narcissists, okay? And so, and I have strategy how I get constant injustice and I turn this around and get my justice back. Justice on earth and justice from the heavens, if you will. And this is my blueprint now. I do this actively. For example, if you fall into injustice and you're like, and you know that you haven't done everything right, you know you do everything right, everything ethical, but the people around you are, you know, just turning stuff around. That's typical narcissists, right? They turn things around and make so that you are the bad guy, you're black sheep, but they are the good ones, okay? And we see this here in this trial a lot too, right? This ultra narcissist, and that's how they treat Karen Reed. For example, all the women, I said this in the first trial too, all the women hate, literally hate Karen Reed, full stop. That what's her name? Karen, the 3 Jennifer McCabe. Oh, thank you, Kristen. You're so sweet. I appreciate that very much. Yes, unfortunately, I get a lot of horrible people around me, constantly under attack. I mean, the last few months was insane, particularly this last 1.5, 2 months. I mean, the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I felt like I'm actually dying. Like I was really, really bad. I mean, I was really starting to get sick, and I was like, okay, I can't take this anymore. And then I actively had to use my blueprint, and I said, listen, I have to do this because I already have the blueprint that I'm using. In the past, I was doing this subconsciously, But this time I was like, okay, let me do this actively, because I am going to die right now, right here, because I cannot take this anymore. And then I did it. And as I did that, I filmed myself. And I said, okay, let me do this. As a scientist, I want to do the experiment. So I was like, let me film this. The moment I was in that lowest and lowest situation and more emotionally, physically, mentally down. And I filmed myself as I did the blueprint. And I put that all in the course. You will see the videos. I have the justice course is 8 videos, and the abundant is 4 videos, but they have a core step, and from there it goes up like this. It goes one direction, blueprint, justice, one direction, blueprint, abundance. And every time I do this now consciously, and every time I made videos and I posted here on my YouTube too. I'm sorry you are dealing with that. Oh, I know. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a group of narcissists that, because, I deal for 12 years with cancer patients, right? And it's so hard to deal with people. Thank you. Thank you guys. You're so sweet. I missed you guys. I honestly, I knew you guys would be here when I would go live, and I was just literally hoping, because I missed you so much. It seemed like was forever that I didn't talk to you guys. So I want to do this, although I'm so tired, but, and because I also was very busy because I was in the United Nations last week, the week before, I think. And so I'm now dealing a lot with the United Nations. So I was in New York, and and before that, I was invited to give 2 speeches at the United Nations. So now I'm very much active. So I'm hoping that I can go on, in the end of the year as well, in the large scale United Nations event. So it's a lot of stuff going on. But again, I deal a lot with, like, for 12 years with cancer patients and their families, but not everyone is nice, and it's very hard to deal with people. I swear to God, like, it's so hard, and not everyone is just nice and kind. And for me, the reason why I was so upset and so anxious and so sad and everything, all the combined, the emotions together, is because I was trying to help a person, and all these vicious group, and not one narcissist, not 2, but a group of narcissists were blocking me to help that person, and that person needed help immediately, and in a very correct and accurate way. And when you have the group of narcissists that not only block you from helping another person who needs help, and also in a correct way, and not hurting that person with nonsense, but also when you get attacked by them, right? And so it's very hard. It's not 1 time, 2 time, and that when I filmed and made the course about it, that I think was the 3rd attack. It was a 3rd attack, and then I said, okay, I think I'm gonna die right now. I mean, I just can't take it anymore. I don't know what else to do anymore. And then I said, I think I just have to do it. And then I did it, and then overnight, I swear to God, this was within 48 hours period. And as I did that overnight, I woke up, on my phone I got a message, boom, again, overnight, every time overnight, with the abundance and with the blueprint and with the justice blueprint. Overnight I get a text message, you're like, wow, how did that happen? Like, I got the justice back. Not only justice on this earth, but also heavenly justice. I am like, oh my God. And so from now on, I constantly do it and use it. And of course, I hope that I shouldn't need it, but if I need it, it's now available because I know now it works. But it has a core process, and the core is you have to be a good person, because you cannot do a blueprint and like, okay, let me now purchase that course, but I'm such a horrible person and I want to get justice. You cannot get justice from anywhere. Forget about the heavens, right? If you, I mean, forget about that earthly justice, but also heavenly justice, duh, if you're a horrible person. And of course you need to be a good person. That's why I'm doing these videos, because I'm sick and tired of people unable to see what's in front of their face. And that again, I want to repeat this. I am sick. I am so against making money off of people's misery, people's desperation, people's sadness, people's killing, people's murder. I am so against that. People doing merchandise, t-shirts about this Karen Reed tribe. You cannot make this stuff up. I am so sad for John O'Keefe. I swear to God, like every time I want to cry, because I feel so much that he would probably, his bones will cry, you know, and his soul will cry when he see what the crap is going on, you know. So yeah, check out my sales, my coffee store, my Etsy store. I renewed my Etsy store, looks much nicer now, and my coffee store, my Etsy store, and my spring store. So the spring store is the one that you see on YouTube, all the tops and stuff. That's also all on sale until the 27th. And of course my coaching there as well, it's on my website, and the courses and everything. Okay, so good to see you guys. Thank you so much, Amber. Thank you so much, Kristen. I missed you guys. Love you so much. I wish you a wonderful long weekend. Of course, I see you on Saturday, regular. I will never miss those. Oh, you're so sweet. And yes, what I want to say. Yeah, I will see you on Sunday. I never miss that anyway. On Sunday morning, have the weekly empowerment messages so that we can have a strong week, and everything we do is strong and serves the humanity and serves ourselves, and be a good person. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Love you so much. Bye bye. Take care.